Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Bernie with CG Spectrum. Sorry I'm starting a little bit late today. Had some computer issues, had to restart. How's everyone doing? Did you guys have a good weekend? I actually had a pretty good weekend. I didn't do any work. I just played with my kids. Again, we went on the trail, rode our bikes around. Played in the backyard with sprinklers and stuff like that, shooting water guns. Yeah, it's getting super warm in LA area right now. It's actually pretty hot. But this week it's supposed to actually get cold again. The weather swings, or the temperature swings here, are pretty drastic. If you guys didn't know. Anyways, we're back to this kaiju. I'm gonna actually try some different things with the head. I want to try a more smoothed out version of the head, and I will also do the background, or it's not a real background, it's just whatever it's standing on. So something like that. I'm gonna have to, this is just the basic composition I have, but I'll change it up. I have like a little donut shop being destroyed over here on the bottom right. But yeah, we'll try that out. Other than that, I think kaiju itself is mostly done. Hopefully they don't need different views for this guy. I wouldn't think they would, but maybe that's just my wishful thinking. Alright, so let's try something with the head real quick. Again, let's try a much more smoothed out version. Just in case, because I can imagine that head might be a little difficult for a beginner, more of a beginner to flesh out in 3D. So let's just paint over it real quick. I'm gonna get rid of a lot of these things. Hey, what's up, Alan? Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Alan's one of my students. He's more of an environment guy, I think, right? Hey, what's going on, Jill? Jackson? Jackson Gibbons? Are you saying you go by Jackson? But yeah, I'm just moving this head out. It's a bit, just trying to make it easier for a beginner to, more of a beginner to work on something highly detailed like this. I'll probably get rid of a lot of these spikes. So let me know, what are you guys working on this week? For me, I'm just working on some art direction for some characters at work, and doing some paint overs on them. Yeah, at my work right now, they expect us to do the final paint overs just to make sure that everything's consistent looking and on par quality wise. We don't have our vendors, or we don't get too picky with our vendors, as long as overall it looks, you know, good. So any fixes that need to be made, I'm the one who just does it. Yeah, like little adjustments to lighting, things like that. Maybe like readdressing the face. Like the face is super, super important. So a lot of the times we will have to make some adjustments to the face of the character, things like that. I'm also typing up like some briefs for the week before we send out assignments or tasks to our vendors. You know, you got to type up a brief. I know some of the students have experience doing that at CG Spectrum, right? Describing the character, adding reference, just giving clear direction, as clear as possible to the vendor, so that it minimizes the back and forth that goes on. So basically you save time and the vendors save time. Look, as I'm rambling, I'm just adding in more details again. It's kind of funny. I'm erasing out the details and then I'm adding them back in naturally. It's crazy. Yeah, I gotta focus a little bit more here. Yeah, I just naturally always want to add more details, so I gotta be careful. What else am I doing? Oh, and even at my company, we come up with themes for the week. Every week there's a theme for our character packages. And so we have to come up with a theme. Of course, like we're way ahead of schedule. We're like months and months ahead. But yeah, we're coming up with different themes for our character packs. It's really detailed. It's actually more detailed than I ever thought they would be. So a lot of work goes into that as well. Dang it, why am I adding more details? Sorry guys. Wow, I can't stop it. I'm painting out details and then adding them back in. It's crazy. It's just automatic. If I'm not consciously thinking, I just do it automatically. So I'm obviously not thinking right now. An autopilot. Hey, what's up, Blasphemer? You're doing studies? Cool. Studies are always awesome. Mostly figure drawing and anatomy, huh? Cool. Hey, Classic Sam. It's the first time I've seen you here, I think, Classic Sam. Just cleaning up some animation. Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. Is it, so it's 2D animation, huh? And is it done like all digitally? You're doing it digitally, I'm assuming, right? Let's see if I could get rid of some of this stuff. Oh, it's hand-drawn animation. Wow. Crazy, crazy. That's cool that you're still doing hand animation stuff. Where are you doing that? Are you learning that on your own, or are you taking a course? Hey, by the way, sorry about the noise in the background if you hear anything. Maybe you guys don't hear anything, but it's pretty loud here. My neighbors are getting their trees trimmed, so all I hear is chainsaws going off in the background. But I'm doubting you guys could hear that. Anyways, just in case. Alan's asking, when writing out your briefs and planning, about how much % of the details in final? Alan, I don't understand your question. You're asking, when writing out your briefs and planning, about how much % of the details in final? Don't know what that means. So when I'm writing out my briefs and planning, how much % of the details in final? Oh, sorry. Shoot. Damn, I'm crazy. I am crazy right now. I didn't even read your the end of it. Rendering is in your mind at the very start. My bad, Alan. That's my fault. How much % of the details in final rendering is in your mind at the very start? Good question. I think it depends. Like certain characters or monsters, you know, if I'm familiar with it, like I've done similar things in the past and it could be pretty clear, right, what I'm thinking. But our themes go all over the place. We go from fantasy to sci-fi to even a little bit of horror, modern. We mix everything up in our game. It's called Legendary Game of Heroes. So our it's kind of crazy. Like the game's themes goes everywhere pretty much. So there's always going to be times where I'm not familiar with you know, that specific theme. So yeah, a lot of the times I'm not very clear. Again, keep in mind that I've only been working with this game company for less than a month at this point, so not too much experience, but I could imagine that a lot of them I won't be that familiar with theme-wise, so then I can't imagine exactly what it's going to look like. So we do rely on a lot of reference, meaning we provide a very specific reference to our vendors. So we'll basically, you know, say for the weapon, do something like this, and we'll have like, you know, 4 or 5 different reference images they can refer to. And for like the face, look at someone like this, right? And for the armor design, you know, and proportions, like we'll have reference for everything. Our briefs are super, super detailed. Yeah. Classic is saying, thanks, I knew how to do some 2D animation like Flash and 3D animation and modeling in Maya. Cool, cool. Blasphemer is asking, are you going to do a front view for the 3D guys as well? I hope not. I hope I don't have to. But we'll see. If they ask for it, then I'll do it. Sorry, I thought there was a bug on my leg or something. Yeah, I hope not. That's not going to be fun. Man, the more I look at the jaw area, it looks odd, so I'm going to paint over it a bit. what it looked like before? Oopsie. Oh man. A little simpler. Do you think a 3D modeler would need a front view for this? I guess that's the question I should be asking. I mean, it's basically like a Godzilla body structure, right? I guess the head's different. Maybe just for the head, huh? Sorry, I'm a bit spoiled when it comes to doing orthos or different orthographic views. I avoid them at all costs at any job I've been at. I avoid them at all costs. I have someone else who likes doing them do it. Not me, I don't like doing them. But for sure, for most jobs, you guys are gonna have to do it. So it's good to at least know how to do it. Yeah. I don't ever want to be great at it, because then you're going to be stuck doing it forever. Funny enough, I think I have a memory of trying to do it kind of slow, or not trying to do it slow, but not making a real effort to finish like an ortho view quickly on purpose, because if I did, I thought they would, you know, have me do it forever. So it worked out for me. I did one really slow and they never asked me again. They're like, oh, this guy's very slow at orthographics. I guess you gotta ask somebody else to do them. I'm not good at these. Sneaky, sneaky. Alright, so that jaw looks more simple than that, for sure. Let's kind of clean this guy up a little bit now. Add in the highlights again. Hey, what's up, Audrey? Oh yeah, blasphemer, maybe the head, right? Yeah. I'm thinking that too, but I'm gonna leave it for now. That'll be pretty quick. I'll just probably do a drawing of it if they ask for it. What sounds a bit risky, blasphemer? Oh, by the way, my chicks came on Friday. They came a day earlier. And they're super cute. They're all doing well. It's amazing how they traveled for 2 days without water or food. And they're supposed to stay super warm, like 100 degrees in the beginning. So I don't know how they survived the whole trip here, but I'm just glad they're doing well. Right now I'm actually trying to get rid of some of them because I ordered too many. So yeah. I don't remember if I told you guys what type they were. One is I got two different kinds. One is a Rhode Island Red, and the other is a Buff Orpington. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I got those because those two varieties, I guess, are supposed to be the friendliest. Meaning you could, you know, they allow you to hold them and they won't pick your eyes out, basically. And I have kids, so yeah, so far they've been cool. Like my kids held them and they're not too squirmy. They all did pretty good. They're a lot cuter than I thought they were gonna be. But I know that there's gonna be a time in like a matter of probably just a month or two where they're not gonna look so cute. They're gonna be like half feathered and weird looking proportionally. Like a teenager, right? Like a teenager chicken. They'll look weird. They're all, you know, big feet, long necks, like just weird looking. Like teenagers, like human teenagers too, right? Anyways. All right. Do a multiply and make the colors fit a little better here. So I just painted over all that, it doesn't look right. Pimples on the face. Voice cracking up, yeah. Yeah, actually I wonder if their chirping is going to sound different. Right now their little chirping sounds so cute. But I guess that'll change, huh? Yeah. No water or food, yeah, for 2 days at least. Audrey says she'd be dead in 2 hours. Me too. All right. Oh, Blasphemer, you were saying the trying to do things kind of slow is risky. Yeah, it is if you're just starting off. I guess I did that when I was, you know, I had many years of experience, so I didn't care. Yeah. So, like you said, if they already like having you in the company, it's probably fine, for sure. They eat non-stop though, they're crazy. Like, they seriously eat non-stop, the chicks. Every time I look at them, they're eating. Oops. What was that layer? Anyways, I'm gonna grab the whole image and try adjusting the levels a bit just for fun. Yeah, that might work better. I guess this part looks weird. I never noticed this for some reason. How there's double teeth like on both sides. That looks so weird. It almost looks like I cut and paste that on there. So I think I want to get rid of that. At least just make it one on one side. Yeah. Maybe shorten this up, make it stubbier. All right. Alan says, messing with color balance and level is my worst nemesis and making my paintings look overblown. Yeah, you do have to be careful with it. Yeah, you don't want to overdo it for sure. Alright, now background. I hate doing backgrounds too, but I'm gonna do it. I'm like I must sound like a cranky old man, and that's probably what I am. I gotta admit it, right? I'm probably a cranky old man, and I'm admitting it at least, so I'm not in denial. I'm like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. Like, what's wrong with this guy? But yeah, anyways, let's try it. Let's try it. Make some adjustments. I don't like this part because it's too pointy looking. And this is not like some crazy background. Like we're basically we're thinking, you know, like a model, right? Like if this was like a toy model or something, one of those sculpture models, right? Like what is the base? What is it going to be sitting on? So that's basically how I'm approaching it. Does that make sense? Oops. With backgrounds, actually, I didn't mind doing them when I was working because it was just a nice break from doing characters and stuff like that once in a while. So it's pretty cool when I got the opportunity to do some backgrounds and things like that. But for sure, it's not the thing that I feel most confident in, just because, you know, I don't have the experience, a lot of experience in it. There's plenty of other guys that do a much better job. But yeah, let's go with this. Let's go with this. And this is, you know, you guys could be encouraged by this, looking at someone who's been in the industry for 20 years as a concept artist, lead artist, art director, right? 20 years of doing this. And I still suck at some things, right? So what does that mean to you guys, right? That means you don't have to be good at everything to get a job. And I'm getting job offers left and right. Sorry, it's kind of making fun of myself, but it's true. I am getting job offers. Um, I don't even look for jobs; they just come to me. And sorry, I'm bragging, but the whole point is, you don't have to be good at everything. That's the whole point, and that should encourage you guys, right? That should. So I give advice to all my students, and it does depend on the student, of course, but generally speaking, I tell all my students, focus on one or two things. Be great at one or two things. Don't try to be great at everything. That's what I tell them. Of course, you should be decent or okay at certain, like certain things. If you have absolutely no idea on how to approach a background, you might actually still be okay, but it's good to generally have an idea, right, of how to approach a background. It's, it doesn't help if you're like clueless, right? But yeah, again, my point was just focus on being good and great at one or two different things, and you can get a job. And once you get a foot in the door, then focus on the other stuff you want to learn. Get paid to learn. That's what I always say. Isn't it smarter to get paid to learn? So go about it that way, because I meet students that sometimes get hung up on things a lot, where they're like, oh no, I've got to be good at everything, right? I'm not ready yet, and all this stuff. But you might not be ready for a very long time then. So try to force yourself to get ready as soon as possible. And the only way that is possible, or most likely going to happen, is if you focus on being great at one or two things, right? Even one thing, I would say. Another example is, I've been through, the process of hiring people, looking at their portfolios and stuff like that. And again, we're always hiring for specific needs. You don't have to be good at everything. We're either looking for a character guy, environment guy. Sometimes we'll look for someone who's well-rounded, right? That does happen. Vehicle guy, or vehicle person, sorry. When I say guy, I mean like both, girl and guy. But yeah, we're looking for we have specific needs that we're trying to fill, right? Even a prop person. Like if you're great at designing props, weapons, things like that, you'll get a job. You know what I mean? Because it shows that you understand design. If you can do prop and weapon design at a high level, it shows the viewer that you understand design. If you have the time, you can design a whole armor set, you can design a whole outfit for a character, if you have the time, right? If you have the opportunity. Humble brags. There's a restaurant in Long Beach called Humble Brags that I like going to. It's a breakfast place, but anyways, their salsa is amazing. They have a right to be bragging. Audrey says it's honestly reassuring. I'm glad that is reassuring. Cool. Alan says, I bet even your worst backgrounds look better than my best backgrounds. I don't think so. I've seen your work. It's pretty good for where you're at right now, Alan. So I don't know if that's true, honestly. Maybe if I had the time, if I invested a lot of time into backgrounds, maybe I could beat you. No, I'm serious though. Some of my students in the past have been better at me than at environment stuff, and that actually doesn't make me feel bad. It's more about like, I want to help them as much as possible, but I have my own limitations, right? But it's actually a great thing when I see students be better at me at certain things. It's awesome. That's always what you want, is you want your student to surpass you at certain things, for sure. Because then that means their likelihood of getting a job is higher. Yeah. But if you could beat me at environments, that doesn't mean too much. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Alan. Just because I said some of your stuff might be better than mine, it doesn't mean that much. Because I'm not good. No one's going to hire me to do environments. Anyways, look, I'm already hesitating. Still hesitating to move forward with this environment. I'm acting like I'm cleaning something up when I'm really just hesitating. Don't you like how honest I am? Ah. All right. Let's look at this a little bit more. I'm not even sure what's going on here. Oops. I want my donut shop in there though. That's the one thing that gives me a little bit of pleasure here in doing this background. So I'm trying to find ways of making this fun for me as much as I can. All right, let's go with that. Let's just get this moving. What is that? Let's see. Oops. Hey, by the way, if you guys like the stream or streams like this, please give me a like. I appreciate that. Just take a moment to like this video up. Thank you. Oh, you can't see that foot. That kind of sucks. Yeah, that's not ideal actually that I can't see that foot on the left. I'm gonna have to move it over, but here it looks like he's sitting on that pile. Oh well. Let's keep going. Alright, I'm just gonna fill this in. Throw it on the bottom. Maybe I'll make it actually I'm not sure, let me think. I'm trying to decide what material to make this out of. For now, I'm just gonna go with this color. I'm thinking maybe ice, I don't know. Just for fun. Doesn't have to make sense to me. And then the students could decide whatever they want. They can make it ice, lava, whatever. Now I'm talking like a real streamer, Alan. Right. Do any of you guys have plans for the summer? Or are you guys just holed up? You decide to stay holed up for the whole year. Most of the artists I ask, they all say, I got no plans, I'm just gonna work on my art. It's a introvert's dream come true, right? One of my previous coworkers, he loved it. He loved all this, what was going on, because he could just stay home and not talk to anybody. Not be forced to interact with people. I just like it because I don't have to commute or, yeah, like, do all that stuff. I gotta decide what this is gonna look like on the bottom here. Let's just do something ambiguous for now. Fill this line. Oops, guess I can't. Let's do that. Oh, is that? All right. Burning a hot tub stream when? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about, Blasphemer. Audrey says depends on the lockdown situation in Canada. Alan says internship at Google. Oh, really? Are you serious, Alan? Is it the, I think you said you're doing engineering, right? Is that what you're doing there? Oh yeah, yeah. Even going outside is nice, right, Blasphemer? Yeah. Yep, yep. Yeah, I moved back to my old house for that very reason, so we could have a backyard to go out to. My previous place we had a tiny like patio, so I moved back to my house actually, we have a big backyard here. I'm bragging again. But yeah, for my kids, it's been great. They act different. They don't act like a little caveman anymore because they get to go out and run around. They get grumpy too. It's funny when they're all holed up inside and all they want to do is play on their iPad. So it's good that they get to run around outside. Our hot tub streams are the thing right now on Twitch. That's crazy. Interesting. Alan, you're doing software engineering. Okay. Man, why are you an overachiever, man? Why are you trying to do both? Why are you trying to show off? I'm the only person who's allowed to show off here. I'm just kidding. But seriously, man, you're crazy. You're trying to do both. You might be one of the geniuses, right? I always talk about exceptions, right? I'm like, oh, there are those geniuses that you know, where they're an exception where I give them different advice. Like I give general advice, and then to some people I give, you know, specific, more custom advice when it fits, right? Are you one of those guys that everyone hates? I'm just joking. Why are you trying to make everyone look bad? Oh, I gotta figure out the lighting here. Okay, the lighting is coming from the left. Alright. I haven't really thought this through. I'm a bad example here. Yeah, because this is gonna, obviously, you know, you're gonna see this from multiple angles, and the 3D artist could like change up the angle. This is just one view, of course, so I'm just gonna focus on this view. I'm not really gonna think about the other views. Alan says, not like I'm getting a job in the art industry anyways. What are you doing then? Why are you being fake humble? Alan, don't be fake humble here, man. We don't need any of that. If you're bragging, just say you're bragging, right? That's what I do. If you're bragging about it, just say, hey, sorry guys, but I'm bragging a little bit here. You know, just be real. No fake humble here. Come on. No fake humility. If you're bragging, just say you're bragging. Oh boy. Hey, what's up, Kai? Kai saying I have perspective homework to do, but I don't know if I should just do what the teacher asked me for or more. Any suggestions? Are you doing perspective through CG Spectrum? I don't want to assume that that's the case, but Kai, are you doing it through CG Spectrum? Alan says, well, main career is tech anyways. Never thought of truly going into art industry, to be honest. More like a side thing. Okay, cool. You're for real, huh? I mean, I guess you're just having fun with it, huh? It's hard for me to like understand what that is like though, because yeah, if I'm thinking it's just like for fun, I guess I could imagine if it's just for fun. But if it was just for fun, I wouldn't put too much effort into it personally, right? Like for me, gardening is for fun. Like so I'm really into gardening, but if I'm too busy, then I'll let my plants die, right? I'll neglect them sometimes. Um, yeah. But obviously, if my living depended on farming or gardening or whatever, then I can't allow that to happen, right? But yeah, as long as you're having fun, that's awesome. Sometimes people forget to have fun, you know? Even like people who are dead serious about doing this, they forget to have fun. And they stress themselves out way too much, in my opinion. I understand you're gonna be stressed, but there's good stress, right? I think like good stress is good, obviously, right? But then there's bad stress where you're just like pressuring yourself so much where you're having the opposite of effect of what you want to happen, right? Which is, you know, you feeling motivated, like pressing forward, churning out work, you know? Uh, some people are so hard on themselves, and I think it's because they've forgotten to have fun with it, you know? When you're having fun, you'll want to do it more and more, you know? You don't have to like make yourself do it. But when you're too focused on the pressure, then it could overwhelm you, right? It could really discourage you and all this other stuff, right? Oops, I'm messing up here. Yeah, so don't forget to have fun. I'm sure, Alan, you feel less pressure, right? You're able to just have fun, right? Alan says looking into freelancing in the future for sure, though. Okay, cool, yeah. Yeah, less pressure for sure, though, for someone like you, right? And that could like work in your favor for sure to have less pressure. When I go on interviews or things like that, it's always better when you don't have the pressure, like you're not desperate, right? When you go on an interview and you're thinking, or man, this is like the only thing I have going for me. If I don't get this job, I'm screwed. You know what I mean? If that's how you think, then it's gonna show, right? Um, yeah, well, in my experience, at least, I think that's what happens. But when you don't have that pressure, it's not like I don't need this job, you know. I don't have to get this job in particular. But of course, it's not that like you're gonna not do your best, but that relieves the pressure. And I've always done better when I had like many options and yeah, like again, not desperate, right? You can smell desperation, and it's not attractive to anybody. Anyways, this isn't looking so good. Let me adjust this a little. Let me just darken this whole area. Simplify that read. And let's throw in the background. This layer, background layer. Oops. This up top. Blasphemer says I'm getting called out. Paralyzing myself with fear is like my specialty. Yeah, I think a lot of people deal with that, you know, at different times in their life and depending on the situation, right? Uh, Everyone deals with fear um, differently, of course. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's good to overcome it all, right? Figure out what works for you and overcome that fear. If that makes sense. Whoops. Shoot. I remember streaming for the first time was a little like stressful. Like when you've never done it before, it feels weird. And believe it or not, for a lot of the mentors, if it's their first time kind of teaching a class, which I'm sure it is for a lot of the mentors, they could be stressed out more than the student. You never know. You might be surprised. For me, I've been doing this like teaching art on and off like throughout being in my adulthood, I guess. So it wasn't too awkward or weird for me. But streaming for sure was kind of weird. It stressed me out. Like a day before I was gonna stream, I think I was a bit stressed. I think it's more like the technical issues that I thought I might have, which I did have, and I still have. As you guys know, I don't know why some things go wrong sometimes, but they do, you know, and I can't fix it sometimes. I'm an artist. What do I know? I'm just joking. Not all artists are like that, of course, but I'm one of those artists. Technically, hey, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm just here to draw. Oops. Actually, let's throw that in there. All right, cool. And even just talking here it seems like by yourself is a little weird. Like, I don't hear anything in this room. You guys hear the music and all that. I don't hear anything. It's just me talking to myself. Well, it looks like, at least it looks that way.